Hi everyone, welcome to Flow with Jess. We're going to get started right away for today's class. So you can go ahead and roll out your mat and then you can come to stand at the top edge of your mat and find your hands at heart center. Once you come here, you might close down the windows of your eyes or bring your gaze towards the earth. Start to tune into your breath here, igniting deep inhales and exhales moving through your nose. You might even open your mouth and sigh for a few breaths, inhaling through your nose. Exhale to sigh. Beautiful. Keep moving like that, paying attention to your breath. Feeling your life force moving in and out of your lungs. Our intention today is to find some expansion, to open up, to find that shift in our heart space, to welcome in new energy. This is a great practice for waking up in the morning or waking up to shifts in the seasons, to new energy. If you have a personal intention, sankalpa that you'd like to set here today, you can do that now, an energy that you would like to work with as we move and breathe together. And then you can slowly release your hands down beside you, Tadasana, mountain pose. In mountain pose, we want to get really grounded through your feet. So you might even pick up your toes and then set them all the way back down. You might roll from one corner of your foot towards the other, anchoring down between both of your feet. Your feet can either be toes together, heels apart, or if it feels more comfortable in your body, you might bring them to be hip distance apart. Palms are facing forward. You might roll your shoulders down your back, getting tall from the base of your feet to the crown of your head. Really nice and strong here. You might even open the chest a little bit more, finding some expansion in this first shape. Again, we want to anchor through the breath, inhales and exhales moving through your nose. Next, inhale, start to circle your arms up overhead. You might lift your gaze as they meet overhead. And then exhale, just swan dive forward over your legs, releasing the weight of your head once you get there. And then pushing into the earth or into blocks, start to tuck your head a little bit closer towards your chest. You can bend really deeply into your knees here as well. Want to focus on releasing the weight of the head, lengthening your lower back. Next, inhale, we'll lift halfway so hands can come up the shins, gaze stays down, your shoulders come down your back, your hips shoot back, lower back is straight. And then exhale to bend into your knees and fold. So again, you can bend really deeply, lengthening your tailbone as your crown of your head reaches towards the earth. Next, inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to stand, wingspan is wide. Hands reach. Exhale to guide your hands down towards heart center. This is a half sun salutation. We're going to move through a few more of these and we'll invite in a bit more expansion through each one. So inhale to reach, lift your gaze. Maybe you tilt back here slightly. Exhale to bend into your knees, folding forward, tucking your head, lifting your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, your hands come up your shins, gaze stays down, your shoulders come back, hips come back. Exhale to bend into your knees and fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to stand. This time, open your arms into cactus shapes as you lean backward, really rooting through your feet. Exhale here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands down towards your heart center. Again, inhale to reach. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands come up your shins. Gaze stays down. Exhale to bend into your knees and fold. Inhale, come all the way up, wide wingspan. When you reach the top, find your cactus arms, rooting through your feet. Start to draw your chest forward as you lean backwards. Exhale to reach your hands, and then draw them all the way down towards your heart center. Let's take 2 more just like that. Inhale to reach. Find some meditation with your breath here. Breath leads. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands come up your shins. Exhale to bend into your knees and fold. Inhale, root to rise. Wide wingspan, come all the way up. Find your cactus arms. Root through your feet as your hips push forward. Chest rises, leaning back. Exhale here. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hands down towards your heart center. Last round. Inhale, reach. Find expansion, maybe even tilt back here. Exhale to sink it towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands come up your shins. Exhale to bend into your knees and fold. Inhale, root to rise. Come all the way up to stand. Cactus arms, leaning back. Heart opens. Gaze can lift. Exhale here. Inhale, restack your spine. Your hands reaching up overhead. And then draw your hands down towards heart center. And then release your hands down beside you, revisiting Tadasana. Shoulders might come down. Your gaze might close or lower. Just noticing any shuttle shifts in your physical body here as we start to warm up, move. Staying in this standing position, again, choosing to either keep feet hip distance or toes together, heels apart. Inhale to reach your hands up overhead, and then interlace your fingers, but leave your pointer and your thumb extended. Find some reach here, finding a nice inhale. Shoulders can come down. And as you exhale, tip up and over towards your left. Maybe your gaze looks under that right armpit. One more breath here. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to tilt up and over towards the other side. You can always drop that side arm there if there's any discomfort in your shoulders. Inhale, come all the way back up and reach. Exhale to tilt the other way. So either with interlaced fingers or dropping your other arm towards your side, to whichever side you're leaning towards. Let's take a few more movements here, finding meditation and expansion with the breath. Inhales bring you through center. Exhales find your tilt. Moving with your own breath. Maybe you lift through your heart as you tilt towards the side. Take one more each side. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale to draw your hands down towards heart center, and then again with either heels hip distance or toes to touch, you can start to sit back down into your chair. So you want to send your hips down and back while you keep your chest expanded, finding this nice expansion motion through the chest. You can start to lift your hands up overhead if you'd like. Maybe you find those cactus arms, finding a little bit of extension through your spine as your chest lifts. Sink into your hips a little bit more here. Inhale, start to straighten through your legs. Reach through your arms. Maybe you back bend. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. We'll revisit that chair shape, so bending into your knees, toes to touch, heels apart. Gaze out in front of you. Find an inhale here to find length. Exhale to sit. And then your next inhale, start to extend your right arm out behind you as your left arm reaches out in front of you, squaring your hips towards the top edge of your mat. Maybe your gaze comes over that back right shoulder. Find an inhale to reach, exhale to sit. Next inhale, come all the way up through center. Exhale to switch sides. Left arm comes back, right hand comes forward. Hips square towards the top edge of your mat. Maybe your gaze comes over that left shoulder. Inhale back through center. Exhale to sit to your edge. And then inhale to reach. Cactus arms, expand through your heart. Exhale to draw it all down towards heart center. Closing your eyes here. Maybe you lower your gaze, tuning into your breath, returning to your intention. On your next inhale, you can start to extend your arms up overhead. Maybe you tilt. Exhale to fold it all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step one foot back, step the other foot back, finding plank, doming through your upper back, pushing through your heels. You can bring your knees down, and then bending into your elbows, lower chest and chin all the way down. Untucking your hips, hands resting underneath your shoulders, pushing and rooting through the tops of your feet, activating everything from your glutes down to your calves. Really anchoring through your base. On your next inhale, start to push into your hands, lifting your chest. You can come up this high. You might push in and come up this high, or maybe even here. You choose. Take an inhale to find expansion, lift through your heart. Exhale to fold it all the way down. Inhale to lift. Your height, your practice, tuning into how much expansion you'd like to invite in this morning or today, whatever time you're practicing. Exhale to fold it all down. So again, finding that meditative movement with your breath. Inhales draw you up, finding expansion. Exhales to lower all the way down. Moving with your own breath. Take 3 to 5 more rounds. Finish your last round, coming all the way down onto your belly. And then as you inhale, start to draw your arms out wide beside you, and then pushing into your right arm, start to bend into your right knee and rock it behind you. So you might just stack your right leg on top of your left. Maybe you bend into that right knee and land the foot behind you. Maybe you really push into that right arm. Your left arm is straight, palm down. So we're really working into this left shoulder. Your left ear can rest down. You can find expansion through your chest. Maybe you want to lift that right arm towards the sky. Maybe you want to bend into the elbow and bind behind you. Drawing your heart open, finding some expansion here on the earth through your chest. Take one more inhale. If you are bound, exhale, start to draw that right arm back down, landing your fingertips, and then everybody can rock their hips back onto the earth. And then expand both arms here at center, forehead towards the earth, and then come onto the fingertips of your left hand, coming down onto the right shoulder. Again, options, you can stack your left leg on top of your right. You can bend into that left knee, landing the sole of the foot all the way behind you. You can stay here, domed on top of your left fingertips. Perhaps you extend that left arm up towards the sky, expanding through your chest. Maybe you bend into your elbow to bind behind you, reaching for your bicep or a piece of your clothing, or just resting your fingertips here. Again, opening through your heart, sending your breath into your heart space. Next inhale, if you're bound, start to extend your arm, leaning down onto your left fingertips. Exhaling, everyone can rock all the way down onto their hips. And then bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders, pushing into the earth. You can come up through reverse tabletop. And then you can tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Our first down dog of this practice, so you might pedal out through your feet, bending into the toes of one foot and then switching to the other. You might bend into your knees really deeply and then extend them all the way up towards the sky. Your gaze can come towards your thighs. You might wiggle the hips from side to side. Next, inhale, start to roll forward, finding plank. Land your knees, broaden through your chest, landing the soles of your feet. And then exhale to tuck your push back, finding child's pose. So kind of the same movement that we just did on the floor, but we're gonna say lift it on our knees. Inhales, draw you forward, lifting through your chest, pushing into the tops of your feet, drawing your shoulders down your back. Exhale to come all the way back to down dog. Moving with your own breath. Inhale to roll forward, expansion, draw your shoulders down, push into your feet, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Exhale to come back. Keep going. Take two more. Last one. This time as you inhale, come forward through tabletop. So your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, your hips are stacked over your knees, and then you can push your left leg out behind you. So kick that left leg out behind you, keep your left hand planted, and then you can extend your right leg. So we're kind of in this side plank shape. You want that left hand to be under your shoulder, so you might have to walk it underneath a little bit, and then on your inhale, you're gonna draw your right arm across your body and then extend your right arm up towards the ceiling. Your gaze might lift here. You might see on your inhales if you can get nice and long through the base of that left arm that's rooted to the top of the right arm that's expanding towards the sky, shooting like an arrow out of your shoulder joint. Maybe see if you lean back a little bit, really drawing, really finding some expansion through your heart. Take one more inhale. If you'd really like to play here, maybe you see if you can lift your right leg away from the earth for one more breath. Exhale, land your right leg down, land your right arm down, draw your left knee back in. Let's take a couple rounds of cat-cows here. Inhale to draw your chest forward, dropping your belly, lifting your hips. Exhale to ground down, doming your upper back. The gaze comes towards your thighs. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to come back. And then staying exactly as you are, I'm just going to turn around so my back's not to you. This time we'll keep the right hand planted as we kick the right knee out behind us, and then you can extend your left leg towards the side, landing the left foot so that it's parallel with the short edge of your mat, and then drawing your left hand down across your body. Start to extend that left arm all the way up towards the sky. Your gaze might lift. Fingertips are shooting away from you as you root down through that right arm, really getting expansive through your heart. Deep inhales and exhales moving through your nose. Option to see how it feels to lift that left leg away from the earth, pushing through the sole of your left foot. Take one more inhale. Exhale to land your left foot. Land your left hand. Draw your right knee in. Land your left knee. Let's take 2 rounds of cat-cow here. Inhale to bring your chest forward. Exhale to round through your upper back, doming. And then come back through center. You can tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Next inhale, start to roll your weight forward, finding plank. And then from knees or toes, bend into your elbows, lowering down halfway or all the way. Inhaling to find your spinal extension, lift through your heart. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. And then exhale, everyone can lower their knees down onto the earth. Once you land onto your knees, you're welcome to bring a blanket underneath them for some extra cushion. You can also sit onto a couple blocks if you'd like. I didn't bring any of my props out today, so just imagine that they're there. And then a few options here. So you can stay here with your sit bones towards your heels and just walk your hands out behind you, finding a slight lift through your chest. So inhaling to push into the earth and draw your heart open. If you'd like to find a little bit more lifted expansion, you can stand up onto your knees with either toes tucked or untucked. And then you can bring your hands towards your sacrum with either your fingertips pointed down or up, whatever's more comfortable in your wrists. And then draw your shoulders open. Inhale, get really tall, root through your base. Exhale to draw your shoulder blades, elbows together as you lift through your chest. So again, finding some nice expansion here. Finding deep inhales and exhales through your nose. And then you can stay here, continuing to find that heart opener. If you'd like to go for camel, you can reach back towards your ankles. Inhaling to push your hips forward, lifting through your heart, and then exhale, you might drop the weight of your head in between your shoulder blades. Any of these 3 options offered are perfect. Take one more breath exactly as you are. If your head's all the way back, start to draw your chin in towards your chest, and then walk your hands forward, bringing them to your hips. Take a breath here. And then you can start to sit back down onto your heels, untucking your toes if they were tucked. And then inhale to reach through your hands. Exhale to tilt up and over to the right as you extend through that top left arm. Maybe you reach that left arm back, lifting through your heart. Inhale back through center. Exhale to tilt the other way. Again, meditative movement here. Inhales draw you forward, moving with your own breath. Exhale to tilt, opening through your heart, finding that deep expansion. Keep moving. Exhales to tilt. Inhaling and exhaling. Keep going. Take one more round each side. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your hands, palms meet. Maybe you lift your gaze. Exhale to draw your hands down towards heart center. Maybe you close your eyes or lower your gaze. Opportunity to come back to your intention if you've lost it along the way. And then you can start to bring your hands out in front of you. Swing your feet out to one side, coming to sit down on one hip, and then bring your feet out nice and wide. We'll find a wide-legged forward fold. So a couple options here. You can bring your hands behind you to start and just start to broaden through your chest. If this action that we've been doing, drawing the shoulder blades down, lifting through the heart, rooting through your sit bones. You might choose to stay here. Toes drawing back towards your knees. Maybe you bring one hand in front of you, so keeping one hand rooted behind you to really stay lifted as you walk this other hand forward, maybe dropping through the weight of your head. Or perhaps you walk both your hands forward. Again, really great option for blocks here underneath your head or underneath your hands. See if you can rock your weight forward. Really releasing the weight of your head. Next inhale, as your hands are in front of you, you can walk them back towards your body, finding a tall seat. And then inhale to reach your hands up overhead. Exhale to draw your right hand across you as you land your left hand behind you, coming into this wide-legged spinal twist, rooting through the sit bones, gently dragging your heart towards the back of the space. Gaze might come over that left shoulder. And then inhale, come all the way through center. Exhale to switch directions. So left hand can come across that right thigh as your right hand reaches behind you. Inhales, get nice and tall through your spine. Exhale to draw your chest open. Inhale, come all the way back up. Reach through your hands, get tall from your sit bones. Maybe you cactus your arms, lifting through your heart once more here as you exhale, and then inhale to reach. Exhale, hands down. You can help your legs come in, bending into one foot and then the other. Let's find a little bit of closing after all that expansion, so you can wrap your arms around your knees, drawing your chin in, bowing your head, rounding through your upper back. You might even find a little bit of a rocking from side to side. And then when you're ready, you can start to roll all the way down onto your back for Shavasana if you'd like. Spreading your ankles out as wide as your mat, bringing your arms out maybe even wider, rolling one shoulder under and then the other, again, to continue that expansion through your chest, drawing your chin down, taking just a couple minutes here in stillness. Awareness coming towards your breath. You can release any control you might have here, just surrendering into the earth, into your mat, surrendering to the expansion that we just moved through, paying attention to any changes you might feel in your physical body or your subtle body. How does your heart feel now versus the start of this class? Paying attention with a lens of love, with a lens of non-judgment. This is your practice. It's all good. Take as long as you need here, observing or not, staying in stillness or not, deciding what's best for you in this moment. And I will leave you here in Shavasana with the discernment to choose what's best for you. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.